Run-Rite professional fuel system cleaning improves performance. Improved gas mileage, reduced emissions, and increased engine performance. Are these things that are important to you as a vehicle owner? We thought so. With the price of gasoline seemingly always on the rise and tougher state regulations for emissions testing, more and more consumers are recognizing the value of professional fuel system cleaning. You see, your car's engine can be compared to your body. To operate efficiently, it must breathe freely. It must have unrestricted air and fuel flow. But every time you turn off the key, your engine heats up like an oven, and for the next 45 minutes will experience its highest temperatures. During that time, fuel, oil, and emission vapors may be baked into gummy layers, which, if allowed to remain, build into carbon, gum, and varnish deposits that can restrict air and fuel flow, choking off performance and decreasing fuel economy. Instead of delivering a fine mist, dirty fuel injectors squirt off center, drip, or clog completely. Deposits in the intake and combustion chambers build up and block airflow so that your car can't breathe. This automotive asthma can cause hesitation, stalling, knocking, pinging, rough idle, and high exhaust emissions. Motor Trend magazine explains it this way. The buildup of deposits in an engine can be like a slow-growing cancer. If left unattended, it can gradually rob an engine of its power, fuel efficiency, and ultimately, its drivability. A recent episode of Two Guys Garage, which airs on the Speed Channel, discussed how these deposits affect engine performance and what should be done about it.
Here's this week's Two Guys Garage performance tip. The catalytic converter on today's cars and light trucks is designed to operate efficiently at an air-fuel ratio of 14.7 to 1. Performing regular fuel system services will not only keep your vehicle within emission specifications, but will also extend the useful life of your vehicle's expensive catalytic converter.
In the fuel injected car, when it's running, you got PCV, the positive crankcase ventilation, and EGR, and this is the original throttle body and plenum, the stock stuff off of this car, by the way. And you can see, if you look down here in this throttle body, and I'll go ahead and open and close it, it's really nasty in there. That causes sag, hesitation, stalling, loss of performance. Want to clean all that up. And in the plenum, of course, we got all the EGR passages. That's also dirty. But take this 5-liter Ford, for example. Yeah, we can take the throttle body off it. We can clean the plenum. We can get in a ways, but you're not going to get into all these runners. The air, bringing all that carbon in there, down into the intake ports. What's in the intake ports? The intake valves. Now look at this intake valve, loaded with soft carbon. That carbon, when it gets hot, is like a sponge. The injector shoots right on top of that. This sponge pulls up the fuel. Okay, once you've got the fuel in there, it takes all your usable fuel. Again, it cuts your economy and it cuts your performance. Take a comparison to this new valve, and we're not going to get that clean, but there's a brand new valve, and you can see what it looks like, so we'll get rid of that soft carbon.
Well, that soft carbon's one thing, Sam, but you know, then where that carbon ends up next is right down here on top of the piston. This is the hard carbon. And of course, once this gets on top of the piston, we start to raise the combustion temperature because we can't allow the cooling effect from the piston into the cooling system to occur. The other thing we have, we'll get hot spots on top here, and we get that pre-detonation. You never know about that soft carbon, but you'll start to hear that pre-detonation and that ping.
Sure.
Now, of course, one thing we can do, we could take the engine apart.
Sure, you can take the engine up and scrape that out. That's what makes your engine octane hungry. But you don't want to take the engine apart. We're going to show you how to take the carbon off these valves, clean the lower plenum, decarbonize those pistons with the engine running. If you've got the right equipment, there's nothing to it.
Let's do it.
How Dave and I are going to clean up this fuel system and decarbonize this engine without taking it apart is right here. The blast is from Run-Rite. It's a multi-part system, and of course, get some bottles of stuff. We just put the intake cleaner into the canister on the blast. Next thing we'll do is we'll put this in the fuel tank. We'll fill the tank up, mix it up good. That way we can go ahead and clean the injectors and clean the intake system.
As recommended by Sam and Dave of Two Guys Garage, this facility proudly utilizes Run-Rite professional fuel system cleaning products to remove performance-robbing deposits from your car's engine. Extensive test research and data documents the proof that Run-Rite really works. Just look at some of these actual cleanup results in the combustion chamber, pistons, fuel injectors, intake valves, intake ports, and the throttle plate. In most cases, the results of Run-Rite fuel system cleaning include a significant reduction in emissions, a noticeable increase in engine power and performance, and improved gas mileage. The Automotive Maintenance Repair Association, which sets the guidelines for the Motorist Assurance Program, or MAP, suggests fuel system cleaning every 15,000 miles, or annually. How long has it been since you've had this vital system professionally cleaned? With so much to gain, why not get up right now and ask your technician for the Run-Rite service? Tell him you want it to run right now.